Hey, good morning everybody. It's a nice Thursday today. I've got a quick question for you. I don't know if you've noticed, but the last two videos I actually was using this lens. It's just attached to my GoPro. GoPro is what I use when I go out running on the trails. And this is like a wide angle lens, kind of like a fisheye. It's not too bad as far as like the bubbling, but it does capture a much wider view. So I'm just curious, if you prefer it or not. The last two videos, like I said, that were on my channel, I can link them up here. I use this wider angle lens. Well, today I'll switch back to this lens, which is a much more normal lens, and you can see I lost a lot of the wide angle stuff. It's not so much about when I'm sitting here in my living room, it's more about when I'm out there running. So yeah, just take a look back at running content I had between the last 2 or 3 videos, and let me know if you like the wide angle versus the more traditional boxy close-up lens that goes on the GoPro. I just usually use the fisheye more for snowboarding and other stuff, but who knows, it might end up looking kind of cool in people's opinions when I'm out there on the trails or just running around. So let me know what you prefer. Anyway, long story short, that's what I'm asking. We're gonna go on the roads today, no trail running today. Legs are still pretty beat up from the last run we went. It was a long 11.5 mile run, including breakneck, about 3,500 feet of elevation. So just gonna do a little bit of an easy run, maybe mix in a little bit of a faster pace, like kind of a fartlek here and there just to get the legs moving a bit. We'll head out on the road. I'm gonna make some breakfast now, have some oatmeal, and we'll get this day started. All right, we have a beautiful day. You can see people out golfing just behind me. It's that kind of weather in the mid 60s, so really nice day. And like I said, we're gonna probably do a little fartlek, and I'm just looking right now at doing maybe 5-minute intervals, random, just when I feel like it. I'm gonna do 5 minutes first at marathon pace, then take another little section of easy run, maybe do another 5 minutes at threshold pace, and maybe another 5 minutes after that at marathon pace. Just, keeping it simple. Not really thinking too much about when I pick up speed, not really caring about the distance, just going for that 5 minutes or so of marathon and threshold pace while I'm out on this run on the roads. I feel like it'll help me get a little bit of elevated heart rate, which is very common for me when I'm out there on the trails, which I'm preparing for a trail race. So I'm gonna have to be very used to my heart rate spiking when I go uphill and letting it level out and take a little bit of an easier run when it flattens out or goes downhill. It's a warm day out there. Definitely want to get some water in me. You know me, I lose a lot of water when it warms up. Gotta fill back up all that hydration that I inevitably lost today. There were a couple of different products I was talking about as far as hydration. Fun fact, one of the ones that I usually use that was not sent to me for free, not a sponsor, nothing like that, is plain old Pedialyte. It works really well. You can get the little powder packs, you pour it in your water. It works really well for me as far as getting some of those electrolytes back in quickly, along with just having a lot of water throughout all of my days in the summer, so I can keep running without too much of an issue. Okay, let's quickly talk about the Fartlek run, just so everybody's on the same page and nobody is left not really knowing what we're talking about. Fartlek literally just means playing around with speeds. It's literally an unstructured speed workout. It's just a continuous run where really at any given moment you decide, hey, I'm going to pick up the pace a little bit, spend some time at this pace, at this effort. Hey, I'm going to spend this much time at my 5K pace. I'm going to spend this much time at my marathon pace, whatever you are feeling in that moment. And it's important to keep that pace at your personal marathon pace, your personal 5K pace. You don't want to overdo it and just throw in all out sprints, but you know, fartleks are just, you know, another one of those workouts you can kind of throw in there to mix up your training block. Emma Bates recently in her Boston Marathon 5th place talked about how she felt the Fartlek run helped her in her build up to Boston. She talked a little bit about how a lot of these super elite women's runners that were out there tend to pick up speed and drop speed a little bit, you know, to change up the field, try and make a little bit of a push maybe around mile 16, mile 20, whatever the case may be. When they're competing at that level, they may pick up the pace to try and drop part of the pack and then slow back down. So she felt personally that doing her own version of fartleks and fartleks at her own set of paces really helped her to kind of speed up with that lead group and then know it was going to slow down a little bit and just feel confident maintaining that pace with that whole group of people until, you know, of course they pulled away a little bit at the end, but still an amazing run for Emma Bates and just an example of someone who, you know, at that level is using a fartlek run. Now for me, my personal fartlek was a little bit less random, but it's more because I'm here on YouTube and I'm trying to mentally remember, you know, where I was at what time and what paces I was trying to hit. So I tended to begin my little pickup sections at like 5-minute marks or 5-minute intervals throughout the run. So minutes 1 to 10 were easy running, 10 to 15 were my marathon pace of about 8:30 per mile. Then I believe at time marker 20 minutes, I did another 5 minutes where I was at my threshold pace around 8 minutes per mile. And then at minutes marker like 30 to 35 is where I did my last section of marathon pace running. So again, random to some extent, just structured a little bit more for me so I can, you know, verbalize what I was actually doing out there on the road. But it came out to a 5-mile run and all the average paces, heart rates, power, all those things are on your screen now. I felt really good today, honestly, not any pain in my hamstring. Really well fueled up last night from a great dinner with some friends locally here in Beacon. They cooked Megan and I a nice dinner and we hung out last night. So great fuel, fish, potatoes, vegetables, salad, all kinds of things that left me feeling really strong this morning. So food does help. It matters what you eat. It does come out in performance to some extent. I feel good today, so just something to keep in mind for myself to remember to eat well before some of my runs and especially those higher level workouts or longer runs that I may want to do. So at the end of the day, that's all the running for me today. That's all I have for this vlog. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, if you could just let me know, you know, what you prefer or what you think about either style, with the different lens being a more wide angle or a more natural looking shot. Let me know down below and let me know what you prefer to see as I continue out on the roads and the trails in the near future. So thank you everybody. Take care, and I hope to see you in the next video.